Hi, this is Kira Lescu, CEO of the Eagle Institute and creator of the How to Hire Exceptional Employees Masterclass. One key distinguisher of high performers is they know the numbers, and they perform better when they're given a clear objective of a goal that's measurable. Now, let's face it, some jobs are way easier to have clear objectives for than others. If you're doing, say, a number of financial role or a technical role, it's pretty easy to say either it was done to specification or it wasn't. But other roles that are either more creative, maybe they're business development or new product development, it can be a lot more challenging to identify clear metrics that you should be looking at to determine whether or not it's going to lead to the behaviors that are going to make the business successful. So if that's the case, look to the job objectives. Why did you create this role in the first place? And what is it that they're there to do? And from that, even if it's something that's very project oriented or improving relationships, well, how do you know if you've improved relationships? Well, you're going to have to create something. Either it's going to be the number of contacts you have with people, it's going to be feedback surveys. You got to create something so that everybody's on the same page as to whether or not they are achieving what you've set out to achieve. What this also does is it allows the individuals that are doing those roles, as well as management and in context the whole organization, to understand whether or not that person is doing what it takes to succeed. And for this, you need to be careful that you look at real outcomes and real things that are driving bottom line results, not things that are just nice to have. And this is something that I see a lot, especially in bigger organizations, where we tend to start to see metrics that are being tracked where it really doesn't have a lot to do with a bottom line result. And I don't mean just profitability here, because productivity. Because ultimately there are multiple things that affect the profitability of a business, and honestly there's some metrics like that could be values related that are of equal value to just making money, and that could be things like environmental impact or the way the community views your business, or a lot of other metrics like that. Which brings me to another point, is most roles, or all roles, should have more than one metric and no more than 4. What this does is it allows us to be realistic that we often have to be responsible for more than one thing and keep more than one outcome alive. And the great example of this is productivity in manufacturing, and quality and safety. I mean, those are the 3 that usually get measured the most. And you have to, they relate to one another, but if you only have productivity and you leave out safety or you leave out quality, you will either end up with a lot of defect material, and or you'll have side effects that you don't want, which is people putting themselves in situations where they can be harmed. So tell me how you're going to measure me, and I'll tell you how I'm going to behave. This is a fantastic quote that I heard from Ellie Goldratt, who wrote The Goal many years ago, in which I'm highly trained in for increasing production outputs in business. And I've tested this, and it works really well. When you take the time as management as business owners, to measure something, it puts focus on it. And when you put focus on something, then results change and behavior change. And I saw this in my last business. We changed the way that we were measuring our production output in the business, and literally within hours, people were making different decisions and we were getting different results. And when we first put this in place, quite frankly, at first I was kind of stressed, because the distance we had to go from where we were to where we wanted to be was enormous. But within a week, just by changing what we were measuring on a day-to-day basis, we found creative and dramatically different ways to achieve those objectives. And it wasn't me, it was the people doing the jobs. So that's how important those metrics are. And that makes it why it's so key to find the right metrics. Because the example I was using before, it wasn't that we weren't using metrics, it's that we didn't have a deep enough understanding of the economics of our business. So we were measuring something that was giving us a good output, but it wasn't the best output. And when we changed what those metrics were, our results improved dramatically. So take time to think about it. And if you are nervous about picking the wrong thing, we changed ours. You can change. The important thing is to start somewhere. Because if you do nothing, then you're going to continue to have people doing the things that they want to do and that they like and that they feel most comfortable with every day, rather than the things that are going to drive those bottom line results. So if you need help with finding what those key metrics should be, or just about your employees in general, you really want to get to that level where you have all exceptional employees for your business in your roles, contact me for a complimentary discovery call and strategy session where you can get clarity about where your current business is at, where your current outputs are at, how your employees are contributing that, and get clarity and a clear vision about where you really want it to be, so to get those results that you always dreamed of in your business. The reason why we're doing this is that we have a small group program called How to Hire Exceptional Employees Masterclass. It has 3 components. Private sessions with me where we look at your beliefs and your specific situations on how to upgrade your level of employees in your organization, and a small group component of no more than 4 people where we'll be going through a rigorous world-class process to identify the outcomes that you really want in the business, to interview and make sure you have it. We'll also look at letting people go, because unfortunately that's often something that happens as businesses grow and evolve. The needs change, the expectations change, and honestly, people just change. Sometimes someone was great in a role at one point and they're no longer a fit for your company. So I have a video on that, and there's other videos in this series as well. So if you're watching this on YouTube, check out the playlist. If you're watching this on other social, check us out on YouTube and look for some of the other videos in this series. So if you want to talk about how this can really help you propel your business forward with the results that you want, then contact me for your personal strategy session and discovery call. You can either message me if you're watching this on social. If you're watching this on YouTube, we'll have a link in the notes where you can contact us, where you can schedule and request your session. Or you can email me, Kira, Kira, at theeagleinstitute.com to request your strategy session today.